What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the HonestLee Show. Today, it's such a special day because we literally have the boss on our show. What's up, Kyla?
Hello.
Thanks for coming on our show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, y'all, so first of all, in case you don't know, she is owning everything in all aspects of life. That is why we call her Kyla Boss. So, just to name just a few, because her list is fairly lengthy, she is a 2012 Olympic gold medalist, 2014 world gold medalist, a 2018 NCAA team champion, and then also, in between those times, 2017, she won bars and beam, and then in 2019, she got vault and floor. So, you know,
she's just winning all the titles.
We're gonna pick her brain right now.
And she has scored perfect 10s on all 4 events.
And she has currently 21 right now, as we're filming this.
Do you know the record of perfect 10s?
Yeah, I think it's about 20, either like 27, 28, or 29, and it was from Jamie Dancher. So that's like a UCLA and an NCAA record.
That's crazy. Oh my God, Kyla, you can do it.
Before we get started and before we get to the video of the day, make sure to like, make sure to comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yeah, that's it. And so for the video of the day, we just pick a random video, whether it's funny, cool, in that area. And boy, do I have a video for you. Okay, so it doesn't have audio. But he's so happy. Oh, look how happy he is after this.
Bro, he literally he skidded like a good...
Like 10 feet.
10 feet. Like a whole vault runway.
I wonder if like grass got in his mouth.
I'm
Seemed
surprised
like
he
was
didn't come up and
struggling.
like grass was in his fur.
Yeah, I'm surprised like he didn't come up with like a green face. Like if it stains clothes, it must stain fur.
Yeah.
I just felt so bad, but then
He looked fine. He bounced back real quick.
Chilling.
I know.
I would have laid there.
Like his neck.
My chiropractor used to like treat dogs, like if they had like any like injuries.
Really?
Yeah, he would like laser or like try to
Oh.
yeah. It was for like older dogs,
you're
obviously,
right.
if they had like joint pain or something like that.
So
Like
cute.
arthritis.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well guys, if you find a cool video, make sure to hashtag HonestLee so we can see it. So hopefully we can find it for the next video.
All right, Kyla, we're gonna get into it. I'm dying to ask you. Okay, so Kyla, you compete in all around, and it's already hard enough to compete every week, and let alone to compete in all 4 events. How do you take care of your body and like keep it intact with fueling and just to make sure you're competing at your best every single weekend?
That is the struggle, honestly. It's just like, even if you don't feel like 100%, like to bring your 100% every week. Like throughout my college career, I've definitely like mastered this more. Like freshman year, I really didn't do all around that much. Like I only did it maybe like 3. I had injuries and I was not in good shape, but I think as like I progressed, I learned to handle it a lot better. So the big thing is like with our whole team, we all drink cherry juice a lot, and I feel like that helps me. Like I usually drink it like all throughout the week during practice, or especially when we have like a hard leg day, and then like the night before the meet, so that like helps reduce inflammation. And there's like a little bit of serotonin, so like helps you sleep better too. So you can like recover. And it like, honestly, I like love the taste too.
No,
It's like almost like dessert. Like it's almost like dessert. You're like, oh, I get to drink this before bed. Helps me feel better. We have massages like the day after our meets. Our masseuse Brian, we get full body massages, which is nice because I feel like that helps. Like if you have any sort of tightness from the meet, it helps like kind of release it right away so you can recover quicker. And then I'm big on Normatec. Like, so Normatec is like, it's like pretty big now. And it's like those pants you put on your legs, and then it like starts at your feet, and then it squeezes like and puts pressure all the way up to like your hip, and basically it just like helps increase circulation so you can like get all that lactic acid out. Vault, bars, and beam are like honestly fine to compete every week, but floor takes a lot. It's hard to compete floor a lot. Yeah. And then obviously just like making sure that I like eat enough and eat like a balanced meal. And then I try to cook dinner, but honestly during season it's really hard to cook dinner.
It's good that you found like the routine of how to recover. Because I feel like your whole athletic career, you're always trying to find different ways of like figuring out what works best for your body. And sometimes if it works best when you were younger, it doesn't necessarily work as well when you're older.
Different. Yeah. And then like obviously we get like treatment before practice, so I think just like making sure like I treat anything that I feel like even just a little bit right away before it gets like into something big.
I guess I just want to get inside your brain because literally I just don't understand how you are so consistent every single week. You have such strong mental toughness. So how are you able to stay consistent every single weekend?
I'm like huge on mental imagery. Like even in practice, like before, like when I'm standing, like before I go up to do any routines in practice, I like visualize and like you've seen me, like I have all these little body movements that I like have to do, like even in practice I do
this
it.
one's my favorite.
Like I have like a set little thing.
It's like this.
It's like I do it every time in practice, like every single time I do a routine, and then I just like see myself doing it, and then like just like try to translate that when I'm actually going. And then obviously when I go to compete, like I do that same routine. So like I go through all my skills, like do all my body movements, and then like kind of just like pretend I'm in practice.
How did you get into mental imagery?
I don't know, like all your, like when you're young, your coaches tell you to do it, but I feel like no one really takes it like too seriously. I think I remember like level 6, like was like probably the first time when like Howie and JaNay told us to visualize, and then I don't know, ever since then, I don't know how it became part of like even in practice I do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like ever since I was like young, I remember just like doing it, and then especially like on the events I'm like last in lineup, so I like have like a while, so I usually try to like plan out like my whole routine, like okay, I'm gonna do like especially on beam, I'm like okay, like I'll do like 2 mental like image sets, and then I'll do like 3 dance throughs with my arms, and then I'll like two people before I go up, I'll like do some skills on the mat to like make sure I'm warm like in between, and then okay, I'm ready.
It's important to stay warm and like to keep your mind in it because you have to wait.
And then breathing is like a huge thing for me. I think just making sure that I'm calm when I compete, because I know that like a lot of times like when you're nervous and your heart rate rises, like your muscles get really tense, and obviously like you don't want that for gymnastics. So like I usually try to like make sure that like I'm breathing deeply before I go, especially like on bars, like when you're chalking up, like a lot of people like notice like your hands are shaking when you're chalking up before you compete. So like if I notice that, like I try to like take deep breaths to like calm my nerves. Go.
Do you get nervous?
I get nervous, but I don't know. It's like a nervous where I'm like, okay, like this isn't help me compete.
Yeah.
Like I'm like ready to go.
Gotcha. Because I was gonna say even Kyla's handshake.
Yeah, it's like whew.
Relatable.
And that's like the worst too, because you can see it. You're like, I was like, I can't stop it.
And then you start thinking about it because you thought
it's like in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Like, am I that nervous?
You are the sticking and handstand queen. My favorite story is I think you're at nationals, and you know how they replay routines in slow-mo, and she already holds her handstands really freaking long. She's really chilling there for a minute. And one of the commentators said something like, oh, like she could have a cup of tea and maybe some crackers while she's during her routine. My question for you is, what is your advice you would give to somebody that is trying to master a certain skill?
For me, I just like always want to like end my routine on like a high note, so like whenever I end on a stick, like it just feels that much better. But obviously like the huge thing is repetition. Like the only way you can get better at something is by doing it over and over and over again. And like when I was in club and elite, we didn't practice like sticks or handstands as much as I do now. Like in college, that's like such a huge component. It's like you can go from like here to here just by like 3 girls like getting better handstands or sticking, finishing the stick. Like it can be like a 1/6 difference or more. Whenever I'm not super tight when I land. But, like see myself like hitting the floor with my feet, and just like right when I stick my arms out, they're like super tight. Like everything's tight. Like from like even my fingers like are tight. My core is tight. Like squeeze my legs. But like I don't try to force it like before. It's like once I hit my feet, then I'm like ready. For handstands, Chris is like a huge reason why my handstands are a lot better. Just because in elite, like it's not like a huge thing to hit your handstands because your routine is like 12 skills long. But we do so much like shaping and handstand drills and core.
Does it feel like autopilot when you stick, or when you go through your routine?
Sometimes. I know like some days it's harder to like, because gymnastics is like all about like how you like the feeling, because it's like it's all body awareness. So like some days it's easier to like feel normal and just be like cast and like bam, like you hit the handstand. But other days, like if you're tired or something, like sometimes it's not autopilot and you just have to like try to work with how you're feeling that day.
Gotta work with what you got.
So like a lot of adjusting, a lot of kind of like maneuvering yourself.
Also like if the bars are different, like it's always hard. Just like that first turn up, like at meets, is like trying to adjust to like how the bars feel.
Yeah,
I was like, there's
I don't have that experience,
there's
but you guys
Anderson, there's the Japanese bar.
That was like one of like the hardest things about competing elite is the equipment is so different from country to country.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
like,
that would stress me out.
Sometimes you gotta adjust like either in practice or sometimes you're adjusting in the meet, and I feel like that's why I think you just are so good, because you like accept that not every day is going to be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every time you're always like fine tuning, and even like what you said, just keeping your body tight.
Yeah.
Like if you watch her gymnastics, she literally looks like a rock. Like it's like boom, and then stick, boom.
So soft.
Okay, so this goes into my next question, and I think I've never really asked you, but you know, maybe I think that like a lot of people just are curious. Kyla, what makes a perfect 10 routine?
Honestly, like sometimes I watch my routine and then I'm like, they shouldn't have given me 10. Like sometimes like I could have done this better, I could have done that better, but like I don't know, it's all just like Miss Val would always say, it's the illusion of the 10. Like you're selling to the judges like this is like as close to perfect as I can get. And so I think that's something that I feel like I've like gotten a lot better at, is like just like on bars, like trying to finesse the handstands or just trying to like save the stick as much as I can, or like dancing out of a skill on beam to make sure you're not wobbling. So I think it's just like learning, like almost like, I mean, you are the queen of it too, just like adjusting in like while you're doing your routine to just make it look as flawless as you want it to be.
It's like when Miss Val she would say, oh, gymnastics is acting 101. I think that's like one of the first things she says when we come in freshman year, because in college you're reaching for that perfect 10, and she always says like, you're never really going to have like a perfect routine, but it's kind of like, again, like when you stick, oh, you ended on such a great note that it's like you can celebrate it, the crowd's getting hyped, it's like, why, like you have to give her a 10.
It's just like making sure you give the judges like nothing to like make them question, like, and then obviously
you give
like
them nothing.
She literally gives them nothing. I'm like, they have to give her a 10 again. Like, well, what are they gonna do? And then when they give you like a 9.95, I'm like, where did you see that? I'm like, that was a 10. It's fun being in the audience.
It truly is, honestly.
I mean, obviously, like I would watch the UCLA meets when I was young, since I'm like pretty local. But like now, like as an alumni, I'm like so excited like next year to like be able to watch this.
Like truly,
But you can come sit with us next year.
I will.
We're gonna have a whole crew.
I know.
Business.
Brielle called.
I know, I saw that.
Because she's here.
Oh, what is she doing here?
I don't know.
Well,
See, I really like enjoy her house.
Oh, her house is so nice.
Oh, you guys have been?
Yeah, I've been a couple
where'd you
times.
go?
Yeah.
I went
Anaheim. That's when I went.
I went to Anaheim, and then I went when I was in San Diego when I lived there.
We had like big sleepovers sometimes in club.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys trained together.
No joke. One time we played hide and seek. I'm not even kidding you. I was hiding in this one closet for like almost 25 minutes. And no, like even like they opened the closet and they didn't see me because it was like dark in the closet, like I was hiding, and for like 25 minutes they couldn't find me. Like I was like, at that point I was like, I'm getting tired of hiding.
Cause you're like over it, you're like, they really cannot find
Like
me.
I'm over this game.
So you won that game.
No, I won.
That's funny.
That is funny. Look, it's Brielle!
Denny.
I like your pants, dude.
Thank you.
I'm curious to know how you set goals and what that process is for you, because you're so sturdy all the time.
I mean, for me, my goals definitely have changed like throughout my 4 years. I'm at UCLA and from season to season, but I feel like this year, like my goals are like not really that personal. It's like, I feel like this year I really just want to be a really good leader for the whole team, and just like helping, like even if it's like just the smallest like correction or something like in practice, like just helping like each teammate individually, and just like trying to get them to like be at their best. Like I love gymnastics, and I just want to like people to love it as much as I do too.
Oh, so
That was such a sweet answer.
You
really are perfect.
Okay, well that goes right into my next question about leadership. I feel like it's so cool to watch you not only like be such an amazing gymnast, and it's so cool to see like how you have stepped into that leadership role. But what are your top 3 things for you personally that you think makes a great team leader that maybe you've applied to over the years at UCLA?
For me, I think the biggest thing, like my leadership style is I'm like a lead by example. It's like I'm not like the most vocal person or anything in the gym, but like I'm making sure that I'm doing everything I can to like be at my best and be at the best that like my team needs me to be. So like even if that's like not necessarily like doing all the numbers in practice, is just like knowing that I'm doing whatever I can to help the team. The second, I think, is just be encouraging, but not necessarily like you can't be like 100% like it can't be positive all the time. Like there's gonna be times where it's like we don't have the best meet or we have a really hard practice, but just like being realistic, but like having a plan to like move forward. Just being like 100% honest and real like with yourself, I think. Yeah. Like I feel like throughout my years at UCLA, I've just really grown into like who I want to be and just being able to be like really comfortable in my own skin. I feel like in order to be like a leader, you have to be like honest with yourself and like have that self-love before you can like apply it to your team or whatever.
So true. Authenticity, I think, is so important because you don't want to feel, as a leader, I feel that you don't want to feel forced or that you are forcing to encourage people, you know, so you have to be yourself, and authentic is key.
Like I would say there's different types of leadership too. Sure. And so it's like, you know, you've realized you're not the vocal leader, but you are the lead by example and kind of like giving them that positive affirmation after a tough day, or kind of like, you know, being the realistic person. But then there is that place for the other person who has that other like leadership quality to also step in, which is why I think like your guys' team is strong. But why don't you have team leaders?
It was like when Miss Val was coach, like it was a thing to like never have team leaders. It just like allows everyone to be open and to like feel willing to like share their voice and share what they have. Yeah, I mean, we don't really necessarily have like assigned team captains or anything, but I feel like it's cool to know that like everyone has their voice and has their opinion and is gonna contribute like in the same way to the team.
Alrighty guys, it is time to answer your questions, whether you submitted them on Twitter, Instagram, but still Instagram is the favorite. I've had plenty of questions.
I know, I'm so excited. We have so many questions for you that came in. Okay, Grace_E_Mueller says, have you ever had a really bad mental block on a skill?
She's like, yeah, I think if you've been to any of Sam Pezek's Beam Queen boot camps, you've like heard my story, but I had a terrible mental block on back tumbling when I was young. So like, I think it started in level 5 when I had to learn back walkover. I like would not go for it. I would just like stand on the beam and I just would not, I'd like stand there for like 10 minutes. And then, like my coach would try to spot me and I like, still wouldn't go. And then like I would, every time I'd like run, I'd do a round off on floor and I'd like just jump to my back. And like I probably have been slightly concussed because I've done that so many times. Or I used to jump for a back handspring and like land on my tailbone on the beam.
Oh my god, baby Kai, like you literally just bailed in the middle of the air.
Yeah, I had like really, and it was for years. I'm like, why didn't I just go? Like even if I split the beam, it would have hurt less. Like, like when I even started to lead, like, and even when you've seen me like
I have.
at UCLA, like
so do back hands where you should go, nope.
Not my day.
But it's crazy because like I remember when you had a mental block when you were a freshman, and it'll happen for about a week and then it won't happen again. But it's like you have this like
still
one chunk. Yeah. Like, okay, Kyla just needs to not do the skill for a hot second, but she'll be back. Don't worry, she always comes back.
But it used to be that every day in club, and I would like honestly like get a pit in my stomach before I would go to like beam, especially to do my series on beam. But I just like I knew that I didn't want something like that to like make me quit. Like I never ever wanted to quit gymnastics, so I knew that like if I wanted to succeed, I had to be able to overcome it. And I think that's like probably like one of the beginnings of when I started like mental imagery. I would like I would try to see myself doing it and to like see myself doing it like and not be scared before I would go. So maybe that's where like I started my
maybe.
It's so inspiring actually. So.
It's cool that like you found your groove of how to get out of it too, or like just something that worked. If it happens again, you kind of go back to it.
I was so jealous of the girls that would go for anything. I'd like, how do you like not have this like pit in your stomach?
Oh my gosh.
But I was like, but then even though I was like terrified I wouldn't go, when I would finally like get the courage to go for it, I would always make it. So I'm like, why am I scared?
Okay, this is from Malia BM, or BYIM. She asked for tips on confidence.
Confidence is something you have to practice. Like, you don't get it overnight. So I think that's the biggest thing that, like, people think they're just gonna, like, automatically get it, but you have to practice it every day. And obviously, like, a big part of that is just having positive self-talk. So, like, all the voices in your head, just trying to, like, make sure that they're aimed toward a more positive outlook for me. And then body language is a huge thing. Like, I think like, people, like, whenever they, like, see me compete, I think the way I just, like, stand, everyone's like, you stand so tall and so poised. And I don't know, I think I've just, like, grown up, like, my coaches always instilled just like standing tall, chin up, just because it like kind of gives, like, once you have better body posture, like, it kind of, like, tells your brain, okay, like, I can do this. I'm confident, like, I'm ready to compete or do whatever you want that you need confidence for.
If you are like this, you're gonna feel slouchy, but if you're, like, stand tall, you automatically feel confident. Okay, this is from Kira Jean _. If you could relive any part of your gymnastics career, what part and why? Ooh. Because you have so many amazing moments.
Like, the first one that comes to mind is I would want to, like, relive, like, the 2012 Olympics, because I just feel like I was so young. And so, she was
like 15.
It's like
turning 16, right?
So I was 15, and it's like a lot of the moments, like, I feel like I was just so young, like, I didn't even realize, like, what I was doing or, like, what was going on. I'm like, I'm here to compete, but I'm like, oh wait, like, I'm at the Olympics.
That is cool.
I feel like I'd want to relive that moment, and then, like, when we did win, like, honestly, like, a lot of that I don't even remember, because I think I was just so excited. Like, it's hard for, like, my memory to, like, look back on. Like, obviously I see videos and pictures, but
I guess it's true, because you're so young. Like, now that you're older, you kind of, like, take mental imageries of things. When you're younger, you're just kind of, like, you know, going on a whim.
Like, so when I look back at, like, when we won as a team in 2018, like, I remember that, like, so vividly.
Right.
Yeah. I know it's like it's like not as in the past, but I feel like just, like, being older, I, like, can look at it and remember. For
sure. No, that's a good one.
That is a really good one.
That's a good one. I'd love to watch it and relive it with you. Pretend I'm Kyla.
Taryn _Wend asked, besides bars, I guess she's assuming bars is your favorite event. What's your favorite event? Is bars your favorite event?
Yeah, bars is my favorite event. That's so funny. I have a picture from the meet, like, me singing my bar dismount. I was gonna be like, if you can't tell, bars is my favorite event.
Oh, that is
outfitting. But I feel like besides bars, I would say, like, floor is probably my favorite event. I don't know, just, like, performing on floor is so much fun.
Madison _Perot 324 asks, who were your biggest role models when you were little?
Growing up, there was obviously so many girls that I watched. And I think my first Olympics I remember watching was 2004. So I definitely remember Carly Patterson. 2007 Worlds or it was like, or Nationals was in Anaheim in 2007. Cool. So, like, me and a bunch of my teammates went. I remember watching, and it was, like, one of the first, like, elite meets I'd, like, seen in person. So I was, like, really inspired to, like, see all those girls compete, and then, like, to see who made the Olympic team that year. And then, like, in 2009 was my first, like, national team camp, and I was, like, training with all the people I'd, like, watched, like, 2 years before, like, and, like, looked up to. So it was, like, really crazy to, like, just have that, like, become my reality, like, just a few years later.
But that was so surreal.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how I felt with y'all, honestly. Like, because you see, like, I watched them compete on TV. You know, when I would go home, the little girls would be like, oh my god, you know them, you have their number, you have them on Snapchat, and I'm like, yeah, it's Kyla. I totally feel you on that, because that's how I felt with you guys, because it's just such
E. Wilcox too. What has college gymnastics taught you that elite did not? I like this question.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, it's really deep.
I mean, I kind of touched on it before, but I feel like college gymnastics has really taught me to just be comfortable in my own skin, and just, like, really just bring out my personality in, like, whatever I do. And obviously it's, like, college is, like, some of, like, the biggest, like, growing stages of your life, like, leaving home, becoming independent, like, learning how to cook and clean and do all that. So I think just not even just the gymnastics, but, like, college as a whole just I mean, I feel like I've grown up so much already.
Kyla's a woman.
A whole woman.
A whole woman.
I actually found another really good question, but this should be quick. Super Piper 1. They asked, what's the best general life advice you've gotten?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was like, I can't pass that one up.
Man, thanks guys for all your questions. These are good.
I don't know. I'm like really bad at like remembering like quotes. I think it was Miss Val like talked about it mostly her last year, but it was, oh my gosh. See, like I'm so bad with quotes. Okay, I think it goes.
Which one?
I know. I'll help you out.
The choices you make.
Yes. Okay, I'm so bad. Like she'd be so mad at me right now. It's like the choices you make dictate the kind of life you want to live. No matter like positive or negative, like that the outcome is. It's like you decide, like you made that choice. That's like kind of like a huge part of like growing up is like people like when you're younger, it's like, oh, like the world, like it's like, oh, maybe like you think the world is not out to get you, but
Sometimes
like,
though.
I know, sometimes I would be like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like why did I get this parking ticket? I did not deserve. But then I would like think back and I'm like, shoot, like I did park 30 minutes over the meter. So like, I guess it is my fault.
Yeah, okay, so this girl named Nia Dennis, I don't know. She might be a teammate of yours, can't remember. She asked, how do I be like Kyla Boss? And she said like multiple other comments that I'm not gonna say, but they're here.
They're like here.
How does one be like Kyla Boss?
I mean, I don't want anyone to like try to copy me, I think. Or you can be, I guess, Kyla Boss just like by being like 100% yourself and just being, I don't know, just being fulfilled by like how you live your life. Like I feel like every day I wake up and I'm just like excited to like see what the day brings, and I'm just already like, no matter what I have going on that day, I'm like, okay, like I'm excited, like I have all these opportunities and just I want to like get the most out of them. So I think just taking control of your life and just trying to like be as excited in every aspect of your life.
I feel like that's what makes you a boss. Is like that you choose to be open-minded and to be excited about even like the littlest things, like I don't know, homework.
It was like I posted a story, I think it was like a few months ago, and it was like I got selected for drug testing like the day where I had like practice and then a midterm in class, and it was like at 5 a.m.
I remember that.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me, but I'm like, I'm not gonna complain, like I'm gonna accept the fact that like I have this busy day and just like try to get through like each part, like.
And it was a really inspiring story, like your Instagram story. Yeah, I was like, you go, Kyla. You go. You start your day off at 4 a.m. But you're like definitely one of the most positive people I know. Because I was just, and she's always just so happy.
You are really happy.
My mom says I was a very happy baby, so.
This baby Kyla. You know what time it is.
It's game time.
I really hope these stay.
We are going to play Let's Be Honest. So it's just where we ask you a series of questions and you have to answer them honestly. And every time you answer, you have to raise your flag. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Kyla, if you had to be stranded on an island, which 3 teammates would you bring with you?
I mean, I live with 3 of my teammates, so I think I'd bring my roommates. It's Maddie, Mercedes, and Fish.
Aw, cute.
Felicia, but she goes by Fish.
Ooh, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I have a lot because I don't have OCD, but like I love organization. So like dirtiness, any sort of dirtiness is my pet peeve. Any sort of dirty dishes, dirty messiness, unorganization. Like
I feel you.
Bosses are not unorganized or dirty.
Did you hear that stressed exhale?
Who was your celebrity crush growing up?
Oh, okay. Growing up, it was definitely Harry Styles from One Direction. I was obsessed with One Direction growing up.
I went through a One Direction phase too. I thought he was the cutest. Now Zayn's really hot. If you weren't a gymnast, what sport or what do you think you would be doing right now?
If I wasn't a gymnast, me and Mercedes have gotten really into cheerleading.
I did not know this.
Wait, I did. I saw Sadie's TikTok
Because every year when we go to Woodward, we like hang out with a lot of the cheerleaders, and now we feel like we're partly into that world. Even though not really, because we've never tried it, but it's really fun. So we're joking. We're like, after we finish gym, like we're gonna do cheer, but we're kidding. So but like maybe not.
Oh my god.
What fashion trend do you love?
The winter fashion trend right now is like all like the really furry jackets, like the teddy bear jackets. So right now, that's in.
What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Well, technically the first thing I do is snooze my alarm. Because I can't wake up like, I mean I probably can, but like I do not like waking up on my first alarm, so I usually set 3.
I feel
and like a good day, I'll wake up on the second one, and then like
on a good day.
A lot of days, I'm not feeling it on the third.
If you can't sleep before a meet, what do you do?
I mean, I usually I'm really good at falling asleep, so I've never really had that problem. But if I do stay up, I'd probably just watch Netflix.
Good one.
What is a sport that you don't understand?
I actually enjoy watching a lot of other sports, so I feel like maybe I wouldn't know the rules of lacrosse isn't really big here. I maybe wouldn't know the rules of lacrosse or field hockey. I mean, obviously you want to get a goal, but I wouldn't know the rules.
Okay.
Pretty knowledgeable in sports.
She really is.
Yeah, she really is.
Maisie was like, every sport that has a ball.
Yeah. What advice do you have to a gymnast that is going through puberty? What? I didn't know we wrote it until I read it.
I don't know. I mean, it's really hard for gymnasts to go through puberty just because I don't know, gymnastics is fairly easy when before puberty. I used to be able to do doubles off bars, and I used to be able to do full-ins easily on floor. So it's but once you hit puberty, it definitely is harder. I just had to condition more. But I don't know, it's definitely hard because you're in a leotard and feel very vulnerable.
What is a superstitious thing that one of your teammates does that you don't understand?
I have a ton of superstitions, so I kind of understand people's superstitions. I can list a few.
Go ahead.
Me and Maddie wear the same PJ outfit before meets, the whole season. And so, but it's really funny because our PJ shirt is the same. So it's now we always match when we go to bed. Fish is she's not superstitious. I have a lot of superstitions.
List some of yours.
It's not as bad. In Elite, I used to have a ton, but I'd have to use the same hair ties and hair clips I meet.
Oh, I did that too actually.
Now it's just my clips. Before it was even the hair ties.
What if it broke?
Yeah, I'd be upset. Oh, I have to visualize before I go to bed. Before each meet, I have to go through the meet. Well, I have to put my body mist on when I put my Leo on. My mom is the one who started that with me. She called it power spray. She's the one who would buy me body mist. She just spray it before the meet. It'll give you good luck, good energy. And now I always have to do it. Before I go out, I put my comp Leo on and then I spray my body mist.
Yay! Thanks, Kyla, for coming on our show.
Thanks for having me.
That was so much fun. Alright guys, if you like this episode, make sure to press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and hit that notification bell so you can stay updated on new episodes. See you next time. Bye! Okay, before we get started to the interview, or I'm just gonna, whatever. We have a lot of bloopers, so just feel free to do whatever.
And that's the tea. Legit, I'm drinking tea right now. What if you don't want to answer? You don't raise your flag.
You have to raise your flag. You can't just go pass.
You know what?
They're really easy questions.
Okay.
Kyla Ross doesn't want to answer a question. It's okay.
Oh, now you're not. Now you're not on my side.
I give her a pass. It's
you're,
Kyla Ross.
You're not on my side anymore. What is this?
What is this?
My teammates, so I think I'd bring my roommates.
What are they?
What are they?
They're human.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like how you did. How? Whoa! I could not get that out.
She said, "Wow." And you're talking like this because it's pinching your nose.
Okay. I don't know why I looked up like I was thinking because I just looked down at my question. Sorry.
Such a weirdo.
Most of the comments or Every day. One sport's everyday sport. Whatever.
I was like, what?
So by the time you get to your routine, in your routine. By the time you get to your routine in, what am I trying to say?
I have no idea.
AI bars, like the top bar is like completely straight and then the low bar is angled, where Gymnova is the opposite. The low bar is angled, like when you change the setting, and the high bar. No. I explained that wrong. Okay.
Tustin?
Yeah,
Tustin.
Yeah.
I don't emphasize it that much.
I just wanted to make sure there was a T in there.
Tustin.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, the HonestLee channel. Yay.
Channel.
Do you want to come on in? Am I your guest?